We're ready. I'm Heinz Moeller, Commercial Manager at Promotora Baqueira. Promotora Baqueira is a company founded in 2023 with a team that has over 50 years of experience in the real estate sector. Today, we are mainly focused on the development of logistics and residential projects. Well, before implementing Darwin AI, we basically had a series of processes that we were managing in a very manual way. We needed to find a solution that would allow us to save time, be much more efficient, and reduce man hours. We found all those integrated solutions in Darwin. Although digital marketing is essential for our line of business, we were having some issues with response times to our clients across different channels, especially when it came to messaging. With Darwin, we gradually found a direction to solve this problem. Basically, as a new company, we are also focusing our processes on making them as technological as possible. Therefore, eliminating manual processes was essential for us, saving response times and, of course, reducing man hours as well. Well, before implementing Darwin AI, we had a top-tier CRM, a task manager, and we were running ads both on Meta and Google, but we had a problem. Everything that came to us via messaging, WhatsApp, and Meta was handled manually. A person in the office was responsible for assigning each of the leads to our advisors. Honestly, the process of integrating Darwin AI with our tools, both the CRM and the task manager, was super easy, and they provided us with all the necessary support. It was just a matter of giving an API key to the Darwin technology team. The integration happened very smoothly. Well, I would say that in terms of resistance or initial concern, I was honestly afraid that this would just be any old bot, a traditional bot, So we wanted to make this agent really as close to a human as possible, and given the training we provided both during the pilot and that we continue to provide to this day, the tool has improved in an incredible way. The implementation and adaptation of Darwin AI was quite simple and smooth. The truth is, we presented it to the team as a tool that was coming to support them, not to take away their jobs, Honestly, it was quite easy and was immediately well received, even from the moment we were conducting tests and the pilot. The schedule basically started with a welcome call, a call to first analyze the product, and then, in a subsequent call, to review everything that would be part of the onboarding process. Then we received the first version of the AI, we reviewed it with our team, and then we reviewed it together with the Darwin team as well. We worked, let's say, on a pilot for about a month until we were able to go live, and honestly, it has worked fantastically. I would say it took about 4 to 6 weeks, basically, from the pilot to going into production. The whole process was quite simple and fast. We gradually trained the virtual agent. We're still training it, right? Because this is a process of constant learning, but the initial implementation process probably took 4 to 6 weeks. It was quite fast. We had several stages. The pilot stage, as I mentioned, lasted about 4 weeks. Then we moved on to testing. We started basically with everything related to WhatsApp messaging, connecting it to our CRM, and now we are in an expansion phase, working on all messaging via Instagram as well, to adapt it both to Darwin and to our CRM. Well, in Baqueira's case, we used the AI worker first with WhatsApp, and now we're implementing it with Instagram as well. The follow-up tool has also been essential, right? Every 7 hours, 24 hours, or 5 days, the virtual agent, Darwin in this case, follows up with clients so we don't lose the opportunities we have in the funnel. Well, basically starting by asking for their first name, last name, identification number, email address, basically the product they're interested in, and an approximate budget, so that when the advisor receives the lead, they already know exactly which product the client is interested in, what budget the client has, and whether our type of product is really what the client is looking for. Because in this niche, it often happens that people sometimes confuse the type of product, right? Well, basically, AI is involved in the entire process of gathering information from the name and identification to the product of interest and so on. But when the client, the lead, requests specific information about prices or quotes, at that point, the lead is handed over to a human advisor who can assist them, since there are different payment conditions and different types of clients, especially in our niche where we serve a lot of business clients. The terms of each negotiation vary. Therefore, from that moment on, the lead is handled by a human advisor. Well, currently we are handling approximately between 400 and 500 contacts per month, of which about 55 to 60% are actually qualified leads. The results have truly been fantastic. In these 4 months that we have been working with Darwin AI, we have seen an increase in sales of approximately $1 million additional from everything that comes through the channels managed by Darwin AI, that is, messaging, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Honestly, I would say there have been 2 very important results. First, I would say it's the customer service. Response times have improved substantially with Darwin. And the second, which is just as important, is that the salespeople are now finally focused on what they really should be doing, which is selling. We were able to see immediate results in terms of lead generation. And in just 1 month, we already saw visible results in terms of closing deals. Without a doubt, I believe that with this type of tool, there will always be adjustments to make afterwards. We are constantly training our virtual agent every day to continually improve it and optimize it as much as possible. I think one of the main lessons we learned was basically how important it is to track the feedback our clients give us. This helps us a lot when it comes to making strategic decisions in the company. For us, it's extremely important to review and monitor the tool on a daily basis. In fact, we have someone in charge of training the tool and providing all the necessary feedback to humanize it as much as possible in the shortest possible time. I think we've made a lot of progress in that process. Well, I think that at Numa Business Park, which was our first project, it really served as our pilot, so to speak, right? Our idea is to implement Darwin AI in absolutely all the projects we have. Now we're launching a new project, a logistics park, and later on we'll be launching some housing projects. The idea is for it to be a cross-functional tool in our area. Without a doubt, I think that nowadays AI is no longer the future but the present. Those who don't adapt to new technologies, to new trends, really become obsolete. I also think that reputationally for us as a company, it's important to set these milestones and to implement artificial intelligence, not just in the commercial area, but in all areas of our company. I think if I were to give you one piece of advice, it would basically be not to fear change, right? And how important it is to know how to adapt to the times. Today, AI is the present.